Subscribe to this YouTube channel and please enjoy watching this video. Here we go. Game Week 14 of the Premier League is in the books. And what a weekend it was. There were several incredible games on show for fans to watch. Newcastle outclassed Manchester United on Saturday night, and there were goals galore on Sunday. Liverpool bagged 4 spectacular efforts against Fulham, while Manchester City and Tottenham drew 3-3 in the final game of the weekend. Every result had a significant impact on how the table looked at the end of Sunday, with several players rising to the occasion and putting in exceptional performances to help propel their teams to victories. But who were the best of the best? Well, the team at Gamesport is here to run you through every fixture this weekend and give you our man of the match for every game. We're taking multiple factors into account here, not just goals and assists, but also how big an impact one player had on a game, be it in defense, midfield, or attack, taking all our data from SofaScore. We know that our views might not be the same as yours, though, so feel free to let us know who the standout player of a particular tie was for you in our social media comments. But let's get into the games, shall we? Arsenal 2-1 Wolves. Mikel Arteta's side came into their 3 p.m. kickoff against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Saturday knowing a victory would put 4 points between them and second-place Manchester City, who played a day later. And they got off to a great start, with goals from Bukayo Saka and a wonderful Martin Odegaard goal putting them in control after just 13 minutes. Wolves rarely troubled their opponents on the day, but did get one back with 86 minutes on the clock through Matheus Cunha. His curling effort inside the box would have got the hearts of Arsenal fans racing, but the Gunners continued to shut out their opponents to clinch all 3 points. Man of the match, Martin Odegaard. Arsenal's captain put on a superb display, not only scoring the goal which ended up being the winner, but dictating play in the engine room excellently. Nobody played more key passes, 6, and only Declan Rice had more touches than the Norwegian's 98. His strike was his 6th goal contribution of the season, 4 goals, 2 assists, and if Arsenal want to stay at the top of the table, they will need their skipper fit and firing throughout the season. Brentford 3-1 Luton Town. Having lost 2 games on the spin against Arsenal and Liverpool, Thomas Frank desperately wanted to see his Brentford side bounce back against Luton Town. And bounce back they did, albeit only in the second half. Neil Maupay broke the deadlock 4 minutes after halftime, before Ben Mee doubled up the Bees' lead just 7 minutes later. Luton's first and only shot on target led to their only goal on the day, with Jacob Brown dispatching his effort well. But any nerves inside the G-Tech Community Stadium were quickly alleviated when Shandon Baptiste hit back 5 minutes later to make sure of all 3 points for Brentford. Man of the match, Brian Bumo. With Ivan Toney currently suspended for breaching the FA's betting rules, Brian Bumo has stepped up as the main man for his side. Another assist for the 24-year-old meant that he became one of 3 Premier League players to reach 10-plus goals and 10-plus assists in 2023, alongside Mohamed Salah and Bukayo Saka. Having bagged 17 league goal contributions during the 2022-23 season, he is already halfway to that total this term. Burnley 5-0 Sheffield United. My oh my, how Burnley need that. Vincent Kompany's side have really struggled to adjust to life back in the Premier League, winning just 1 game prior to Saturday and losing their last 6 league games. Fortunately for them, they faced Sheffield United, who have also had a drab start to the 2023-24 season. Having run riot in the Championship last year, the Clarets put the blades to the sword. Jay Rodriguez opened the scoring after just 15 seconds when he headed home, and Jacob Bruun-Larsen doubled the home side's lead on the half-hour mark. Things went from bad to worse for United when Ollie McBurney was sent off for 2 yellow cards just before half-time, and the hosts pounced on their man advantage, with 3 goals from Zeki Amdouni, Luka Koleosho, and Josh Brownhill lifting them off the bottom of the table. Man of the match, Zeki Amdouni. Amdouni has been one of the bright sparks this season for Kompany, and he was a key part of why Burnley were victorious on Saturday. A goal and assist for the 22-year-old made him the standout player, but having only bagged a solitary league goal before then, fans of the Clarets need to see more from him in bigger games if they want to avoid relegation. Nottingham Forest 0-1 Everton. Every point is necessary for Everton following their 10-point deduction for financial fair play breaches. And while they didn't have the best of luck last time out against Manchester United, they found a way to get the job done against Nottingham Forest. In a game where quality chances were hard to come by, it took a special goal to open the scoring. A cross to the back post found Dwight McNeil, who controlled the ball well before thrashing it into the top corner of the goal. Forest felt they should have had a penalty after Ryan Yates was pulled back by Abdoulaye Doucouré, with Steve Cooper calling it a big error. But another loss will increase the pressure on the Reds manager. Man of the match, Dwight McNeil. This could have been Jordan Pickford, with the Everton shotstopper making a couple of saves to keep Forest out on the day. But McNeil was a constant threat. He could quite easily have had 2 goals on the day had a shot not been cleared off the line by Murillo. His winner in the 67th minute, however, was absolutely superb. Newcastle 1-0 Manchester United. After a draw against Galatasaray left Man United facing an early exit from the Champions League, the Red Devils looked to bounce back against Newcastle at St James Park. However, Erik ten Hag's side were outclassed by the Magpies, with Anthony Gordon getting the only goal of the game. In truth, though, it could have been even worse for United. Kieran Trippier hit the bar with a stunning effort from a free kick, and Newcastle amassed a total of 2.5 expected goals compared to the visitors' 0.48, an indicator that they were by far the superior side. With Ten Hag and Anthony Martial having a heated confrontation during the game, more drama might be set to follow. Man of the match, Kieran Trippier. The Newcastle right-back had an absolute stormer in the late-night Saturday kick-off, running the game for his side. Desperately unlucky not to score from a free kick, he got his assist for Gordon's goal while also playing 6 key passes. Locking out United at the other end with 4 clearances and 4 interceptions really capped a complete performance. Bournemouth 2-2 Aston Villa. Aston Villa have been one of the teams of the season so far under Unai Emery, rising into the Champions League qualification places after good wins against the likes of Tottenham, Chelsea, and Brighton. They faced a Bournemouth side on Sunday who had collected 2 consecutive wins against Newcastle and Sheffield United, with 6 points taking them out of the relegation zone. And it looked at one point as if the Cherries would make it 3 wins from 3. Antoine Semenyo capitalized on an error from Diego Carlos 10 minutes into the game, before Leon Bailey lashed in a low shot to tie the match 10 minutes later. Carlos thought he had atoned for his error when he swept home a loose ball, only to see the goal disallowed for an offside in the build-up, and it was the hosts who went ahead after halftime. A low cross found Dominic Solanke, who pivoted and finished superbly. Bournemouth fans might have hoped that was the winner, but a late header from Ollie Watkins ensured the points were shared. Man of the match, Emiliano Martinez. Watkins might have scored the late equalizer, but the reason why it was a leveler at all was because of Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez. The World Cup winner pulled off several saves to keep Bournemouth out, including ones from Semenyo and Solanke. Sure, Martinez might have conceded too, but had he had a bad day at the office? Man of the match, Emiliano Martinez. Watkins might have scored the late equalizer, but the reason why it was a leveler at all was because of Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez. The World Cup winner pulled off several saves to keep Bournemouth out, including ones from Semenyo and Solanke. Sure, Martinez might have conceded too, but had he had a bad day at the office, it could have been 4. Chelsea 3-2 Brighton. There was drama at Stamford Bridge on Sunday afternoon, with goals and controversy galore. After a poor defeat last time out against Newcastle, which saw Reece James send off, Chelsea flew into a 2-goal lead against Brighton thanks to headers from Enzo Fernandez and Levi Colwill. However, after Facundo Buonanotte got one back for the Seagulls, Chelsea were reduced to 10 men as Conor Gallagher was shown a second yellow card for a rash challenge. The visitors weren't able to make their one-man advantage count, though, and found themselves 2 goals behind once again in the second half. Chelsea were awarded a penalty after Mykhailo Mudryk was pushed by James Milner inside the box, with Fernandes stepping up to convert the spot kick. Brighton hit back with a header from João Pedro in the 92nd minute, and there was even time for Craig Pawson to award a penalty to Roberto De Zerbi's side for a perceived handball. However, VAR overturned the call after replays showed the ball had hit Colwell's head. Man of the match, Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez has put in several bright performances since signing for the Blues, but his output hasn't been as impressive. His 2 goals against the Seagulls were his first in the Premier League, but what a huge brace it proved to be. Chelsea moved back into the top half of the Premier League as a result, and will hope to keep momentum going when they face Manchester United next. Liverpool 4-3 Fulham. What a game! Liverpool were hoping to keep up with Arsenal at the top of the league, and got off to a flyer against Fulham when a stunning Trent Alexander-Arnold free kick deflected an off shot-stopper Bernd Leno. Harry Wilson then poked home to equalise, but Liverpool then scored another screamer through Alexis Mac Allister. Fulham then levelled again through Kenny Tete before half-time, before the travelling support thought they had snatched a late winner as Bobby de Cordova-Reid headed home in the 80th minute. But their delight was cut short by 2 goals in 2 minutes. First, Wataru Endo curled an effort from outside the box past Leno, before Alexander-Arnold smashed home the winner a minute later. Fans will still be catching their breath after that. Man of the match, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool's match winner, had a superb afternoon. Not only did he have a hand in 2 of the goals, but his attacking threat caused Fulham issues all game. Only Virgil van Dijk had more touches than him during the 90 minutes, and manager Jurgen Klopp praised his leadership after the game. Today he was a real leader on the pitch. That's probably the biggest improvement, if you want. West Ham 1-1 Crystal Palace. West Ham and Crystal Palace's match was relatively dull compared to the other fixtures on Sunday afternoon. The 2 London clubs met in a derby at the London Stadium, with the hosts taking the lead through Mohamed Kudus in the 13th minute after he swept home Vladimir Kaufel's cutback. However, the Eagles punished West Ham after a mistake by Konstantinos Mavropanos gifted the ball to Hudson Edouard, who finished well to level the tie. The Irons had a golden chance to win the game late on when Pablo Fornals found Jared Bowen inside the box, but his header was straight at Sam Johnstone. Man of the match, Mohamed Kudus. West Ham's new signing got them off to a great start in East London, and has been predicted to go above and beyond what we've seen so far from him at West Ham. His effort on Sunday took him to 9 goals in all competitions for the Irons, with him looking a proper player with every passing game. Manchester City 3-3 Tottenham. Gameweek 14's final match was full of goals and controversy, with the points ultimately shared at the Etihad Stadium. Son Heung-min ended up opening the scoring for both sides, bagging the opener 6 minutes in but then scoring an own goal 3 minutes later. Some slick football from City ended with Phil Foden tapping home from close range just after 30 minutes, but the game was tied once again after the interval when Giovanni Lo Celso curled an effort past Ederson and an off the post. Jack Grealish restored City's lead with a tap-in, before Dejan Kulusevski scored a late header in the 90th minute to equalise yet again. City were then infuriated by referee Simon Hooper when he pulled the game back for a foul after Grealish was played through on goal, with Erling Haaland particularly irate. Man of the match, Son Heung-min. Son has been in fine form under Ange Postecoglou this season, and once again caused problems for his opposition. His finish for the goal was fantastic, and he played a role in Lo Celso's effort which got Spurs back into the game in the second half. Big questions were asked about who would fill the void left by Harry Kane when the Englishman joined Bayern Munich this summer, but with 9 league goals already this season, the 31-year-old seems to be coping just fine. Let us know what you think about the entire thing in the comments section below. Additionally, stay tuned and subscribe to this YouTube channel for the latest news and updates from around the world. We sign out.